Gentlemen, I need to warn you today. What I'm about to say may actually shock you, because some of the foods you've trusted for years may be silently destroying your prostate. If you're over 60, listen closely. There aren't one, not two, but 10 common nuts and seeds that are quietly making your prostate grow bigger every single day. You eat them as snacks, you add them to your meals. You've even been told they're healthy for your heart and brain. But for your prostate, they're like fuel on the fire. I know this goes against what you've always believed. Magazines call them superfoods. Doctors recommend them for energy. But nobody tells you the hidden truth. After 60, your body reacts differently. These nuts can trigger inflammation, they can disrupt your hormones, and they may be the very reason you're up at night, running to the bathroom again and again. That's exactly why I'm making this video. I'm going to reveal the 10 worst nuts you must avoid starting today. And I'll also tell you what to eat instead to protect your prostate and regain your comfort. And trust me, the last one on this list will surprise you the most. But before we begin, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell so you never miss these urgent health updates, and type in the comments. Number 1, if you're still eating nuts regularly. Number 0, if you've already cut them out. Your answer could really help another man your age who's reading through the comments. Now, let's get into the truth you've been waiting for. And we start with the first nut, one that almost every man has in his pantry: peanuts. Think about it. Peanuts are everywhere. Peanut butter at breakfast, roasted peanuts during a ball game, even candy bars and so-called healthy snacks. For decades, you were told they're good for your heart, good for your energy. But after 60, they quietly turn into one of your worst enemies. Here's why. Peanuts are packed with omega-6 fatty acids. At a younger age, your body can balance them. But as you get older, that balance is gone. Too much omega-6 creates chronic inflammation. And when your prostate is already sensitive, inflammation is like throwing fuel on the fire. I've met men who swore by peanut butter toast every morning, only to end up with swollen prostates, weak flow, and endless bathroom trips at night. Peanuts might be tasty, but after 60, they silently work against you. And if you think peanuts are bad, wait until you hear about the next one. It's a nut that looks fancy, often served at parties, hidden in trail mixes, and even used in vegan dishes. But for your prostate, it's just as dangerous, maybe even worse. I'm talking about cashews. A lot of you probably love them. They look elegant, they're creamy, they show up in holiday gift boxes, and even in vegan dishes as a substitute for cheese. Most people think cashews are the healthier nut. But here's the truth. Once you're past 60, cashews can quietly put pressure on your prostate. They're loaded with oxalates. These compounds don't just strain your kidneys, they also trigger inflammation in the lower urinary tract. And if your prostate is already sensitive, that irritation can make urination harder and more uncomfortable. I've met men who had the habit of eating a handful of cashews every evening. They thought it was harmless, until they started noticing bloating, more bathroom trips, even a burning sensation when urinating. Cashews may feel smooth and harmless in your mouth, but inside your body, they're rough on your prostate. And if you think cashews are bad, just wait until you hear about pecans. Sweet, buttery, baked into pies. But the way they affect your prostate might shock you. Now, who doesn't love pecans? They're sweet, buttery, often baked into pies or sprinkled over desserts during the holidays. They feel like comfort food, something harmless, even a little luxurious. But after 60, pecans are far from harmless for your prostate. Here's why. Pecans are extremely high in calories and saturated fats. Eating them regularly can fuel weight gain and worsen insulin resistance. And when your blood sugar and weight creep up, your prostate pays the price. Extra fat tissue produces more estrogen-like compounds, which can disrupt your hormone balance and trigger prostate growth. I once had a patient who swore by pecan pie every Sunday. Over time, he struggled with more frequent urination, pressure in the lower abdomen, and restless nights. The comfort didn't come from the pie anymore. It only brought discomfort. And if you thought pecans were bad, wait until you hear about pine nuts. They're tiny. They look innocent. But what they can do inside your body will surprise you. At first glance, they look tiny and innocent. You find them sprinkled over salads, blended into pesto, or added to gourmet dishes. People often think, well, they're so small, how could they possibly cause harm? But when you're over 60, even a small handful of pine nuts can quietly work against your prostate. The danger here is their very high level of omega-6 fatty acids. Just like peanuts, they push your body toward chronic inflammation. And when your prostate is already sensitive, that inflammation makes swelling worse, tightens the urinary tract, and increases those frustrating nighttime bathroom trips. I've seen older men who switched to pine nuts thinking they were a fancy, healthier choice, only to notice more discomfort, heaviness in the lower abdomen, and fatigue. Small nut, big trouble. And if you think pine nuts are bad, wait until you hear about macadamia nuts. They look exotic, they taste creamy, but for your prostate, they're a hidden trap. They look exotic, they taste rich and creamy, and they're often marketed as a premium snack. You'll find them coated in chocolate, packed in gift boxes, or served as a luxury treat on special occasions. But after 60, macadamia nuts can quietly make life harder for your prostate. Here's the problem. Macadamias are extremely high in fat and calories. Now, fat in moderation is fine, but the type and density of fat in macadamias can push weight gain very quickly if you eat them regularly. Extra body fat creates hormonal imbalances, especially higher estrogen-like compounds, which fuel prostate growth. On top of that, the excess calories add strain to your metabolism, leaving you sluggish and more inflamed. I've seen men who thought replacing chips with macadamias was a healthy swap, but instead they ended up with more belly fat and worsening prostate symptoms. And if you think macadamias are bad, wait until you hear about pistachios. They look harmless in their little shells, but the hidden impact on your prostate might surprise you. Now, pistachios look harmless. They're fun to crack open, easy to snack on while watching TV, and even added to ice creams and desserts. Many people think they're a smart, light choice compared to heavier nuts. But for men over 60, pistachios come with hidden risks for the prostate. The big issue with pistachios is that they're high in plant compounds called phytoestrogens. These act a little like estrogen in your body, and when you already have shifting hormones after 60, the last thing your prostate needs is more estrogen-like activity. This can aggravate swelling, increase urinary urgency, and make those late-night bathroom trips worse. I've spoken with men who snacked on pistachios daily, thinking they were the safest nut. But over time, they notice their prostate symptoms creeping up faster. And if you think pistachios are bad, wait until you hear about sunflower seeds. They look tiny and harmless, but what they do inside your body is anything but small. At first, they seem so innocent. You see them sprinkled on bread, mixed into cereals, or eaten by the handful as a quick snack. Many men even believe they're one of the healthiest seeds you can eat. But once you're over 60, sunflower seeds can quietly turn into a problem for your prostate. Here's why. Sunflower seeds are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids. Just like peanuts and pine nuts, they drive up inflammation in the body. And when your prostate is already sensitive, that inflammation only makes things worse. More swelling, more pressure, and more urgency when you try to urinate. I've met men who chewed sunflower seeds every evening, thinking it was a healthy alternative to chips. But what they didn't realize was that this simple habit was feeding the very discomfort they were trying to escape. And if you think sunflower seeds are bad, wait until you hear about pumpkin seeds. They have a reputation as a superfood, but the reality for your prostate is much darker. Now, this one might shock you, because everywhere you look, pumpkin seeds are promoted as a superfood. You see them recommended for heart health, for minerals like zinc, even for better immunity. But what most men don't realize is that after 60, pumpkin seeds can quietly make prostate problems worse. Pumpkin seeds are dense in calories and also rich in phytoestrogens, plant compounds that can mimic estrogen in your body. For a man over 60, when your testosterone is naturally declining, adding more estrogen-like compounds is like tipping the balance even further in the wrong direction. The result? More prostate swelling, more nighttime bathroom trips, and that constant feeling of pressure in the lower abdomen. I've met men who ate pumpkin seeds daily because they were told it would help their prostate. Ironically, it only left them more frustrated. And if you think pumpkin seeds are bad, wait until you hear about sesame seeds. Tiny, sprinkled on bread or sushi rolls, but inside your body, they carry a hidden danger. They're tiny, they look harmless, and you'll find them everywhere, sprinkled on hamburger buns, mixed into Asian dishes, or ground into tahini. Most people never think twice about sesame seeds, but after 60, they can quietly make your prostate problems worse. Here's why. Sesame seeds are high in compounds called lignans. These act like phytoestrogens. In other words, they mimic estrogen in your body. For a man over 60, that's bad news. Your testosterone is already dropping, and adding more estrogen-like activity tips the balance even further. That means more prostate swelling, weaker flow, and those frustrating bathroom interruptions at night. I've spoken with men who added sesame seeds to their meals every day thinking they were boosting their health. But instead, they only fueled the very issue they were trying to avoid. And if you think sesame seeds are bad, wait until you hear about number 10, Brazil nuts. They may look like the ultimate powerhouse nut, but what they do to your prostate will shock you. They look big, they taste rich, and they're often praised as a powerhouse because they're packed with selenium. A lot of men have heard that selenium is good for health, and it's true, in tiny amounts. But here's the danger. Brazil nuts are so high in selenium that just 2 or 3 can easily push you over the safe daily limit. Too much selenium can create toxicity in your body. The first signs are fatigue, digestive upset, and brittle nails. But what matters most for men over 60 is that excess selenium can disrupt your hormones. And when your hormones are off balance, your prostate feels it immediately. More swelling, more discomfort, and more nights of broken sleep. I've seen men who ate Brazil nuts daily, thinking they were supercharging their health. Instead, they ended up worsening the very prostate problems they wanted to prevent. And now that you've heard all 10 nuts, it's time to step back and look at the bigger picture. Gentlemen, we've just gone through the 10 nuts that can quietly make your prostate grow. Each one may look harmless, even healthy, but after 60, your body reacts differently. The good news is, you're not powerless. Small changes in what you eat can bring real relief. So take this knowledge seriously, make the swap to prostate-friendly foods, and protect your comfort, your sleep, and your dignity. If you found this helpful, make sure to like the video, share it with a friend who needs it, and subscribe for more tips that can truly change your life.